All right. Welcome to the Maximum Edge Sports Wagering Show. My name is John Santucci. Call me Tooch. I got Anthony here from Pounded Sports, and we are going to be talking Monday Night Football, talking a little playoff baseball, uh, recapping Sunday. But first, we're talking a little promos that we got going on here at Max Edge.
Yeah, so here at Pounded Sports, we have gone 6-0 in the past two Mondays. 3-0 promo every Monday. Three games on Monday night, three plays on Monday Night Football. If we don't go 3-0 on Monday Night Football, you're gonna get a free week. Two straight Mondays we went 3-0. That's teaser, side, and total. So we've been crushing it. So I'm looking forward to this game. I got the winner. Got all three winners, in fact.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, unbelievable. Last two Monday Night Footballs have been, easy winners. Tonight, I'm not so sure. We'll talk about that coming up. We are going to recap a little bit of Sunday. I think there were probably two shocking games. One was the Panthers losing at home to the Eagles, and the other was the Bears going on the road and taking care of business in Las Vegas. Your thoughts on Panthers Eagles?
That was a disaster game. What a disaster. Sam Darnold throws three interceptions. They blocked
a block
punt
kick.
late in the
Yeah,
game.
block punt. Right.
I mean, it was a disaster. It was an absolute disaster. I mean, the Panthers defense played awesome. They stopped the Eagles the whole game, but Darnold with those three interceptions, the block punt, they were just overmatched in the game because they were on the field basically the whole fourth quarter. And I don't
Yeah.
care how good your defense is, you're going to be tired. So the Eagles took advantage of the mishaps.
Right. And then the Bears, were you a little surprised? The Bears came out. The Raiders never led in that game. They weren't even close. I don't think they came within 7 points.
Very surprised. Yeah, very surprised. I mean, Bears are not good on the road. They haven't been in the past few years. They always
Yeah.
struggle on the road, especially this year. But I mean, I don't know I don't know how to judge the Bears because I mean they beat the Lions. That's not really that hard. But they
Yeah.
go into Oakland, or I'm sorry, they go into Las Vegas and beat a pretty darn good Raiders team in Las Vegas, which is not easy to do. Not many teams could do that. Not even the Chargers. So it was that surprised me a lot.
Yeah, the Bears are getting fantastic play from their front seven on defense. That's made a lot of difference. Number one in the NFL in sacks, pressuring the opposing team's quarterbacks. I'm still not sure what to make of them. They got a tough game coming up against the Packers. And the Panthers, boy, I mean, they're a different team without Christian McCaffrey, no doubt. But the defense of the Panthers, they come to play, like you said. They just couldn't put it all together yesterday. And I know that really hurt my weekend because Panthers was one of my top picks. They should have come away with the victory. The Eagles steal one in Carolina. Then, of course, you have you made a couple nice calls in VIP with the unders in the Cardinals and 49ers and the under in the Bears and Raiders. Continues our tradition of fading rookie quarterbacks to the under. That pays off. Follow Maximum Edge Sports Wagering Show to get those kind of plays. Other than that, any other comments on Week 5 NFL before we talk about Colts Ravens?
The Jets are still the Jets are still the Jets that we know.
Yeah.
They struggle. They're just awful. Somehow we pulled off that teaser though. The under 51 and the +9. Thank God. Wow, that was a close one at the end. But we pulled that one out for 5 units. And
Right.
I would love to know any team in the NFL that could keep up with the Buffalo Bills because they went into Arrowhead last night and destroyed them.
Yes.
Absolutely destroyed them. They dominated from start to finish. That opening drive by the Chiefs, no excuse. That should have been a touchdown for them. But they were not able to put it in the end zone, forced to a field goal. And then Buffalo drove down the field within a couple minutes and scored 7 very easily. We had the Bills. We pounded the Bills last night. I had them 4 ways: +3, the money line, the first half, and the first quarter. Um, I love the Bills. I couldn't. To me, that was like I don't want to say the easiest pick, but it was definitely one of the easiest plays of the week.
I agree. That was an easy pick. I had the teaser with the Cowboys and Bills, and that was my top play for VIPs. That hits, pays off. I love the Bills too. I after Saturday and Sunday, I have a lot of bets on college and NFL football. I just didn't have the strength to bet another game. I was like, I'm content to sit where I'm at. I don't feel like I should have and taken the Bills. Regarding the London game, man, I think I'm gonna resolve to not bet any London games. Traveling over there, you don't know what team you're gonna get. Like the Jets. We should have faded the rookie quarterback like we did, but teams that haven't gone over there in a while, it's something different. I know John Gruden had said, hey, we go over there a week early, we get used to it, we practice there, all this stuff. Some other teams try to go there on a Friday, Thursday or Friday, get there and acclimate themselves, and then by Sunday they're just not the same as the other team that came over several days ahead. So for my unless it's a big time, knockout game, a banger that we like, I'm going to not play the London games. I'm not going to wager on the London games after this one. We're lucky the teaser hit, though. Yeah.
You know what I thought about it? So if you would have teased anything in that game, either side, either over under, it would have cashed.
Huh.
So you could have had any random teaser in that game, side and total, and they would have cashed. The numbers landed right there. So if you had the over and the Falcons, it would have cashed.
Yep. You had the under and the Jets, it would have cashed, right?
It would have cashed. Yeah.
And any side. All right. Colts Ravens tonight. You got the former Baltimore Colts coming in to play the former Cleveland Browns in Baltimore. Remember when the Colts packed up in the middle of the night and left Baltimore? I don't know if you remember that. Do you remember when the Colts left for Indianapolis, packed up, and then Baltimore fans upset, of course, and then Cleveland Browns leave their team. They leave their city and head to Baltimore and become the Baltimore Ravens. And so we've got two traveling teams in new cities, but this game's a little bit tough for me to pick. I like the Ravens. My initial lean is the Ravens. They're at home. It's going to be a loud crowd that detests the Colts leaving the Indianapolis. A lot of former Colts fans, mad at the Colts for leaving, and they've got the Ravens who've been pretty good Ravens have been a solid team, man. They've drafted well. They're always, towards the top or in contention for playoff spots. Right now, the Colts are a 7-point road dog, and Colts find themselves 1-3. They beat the Dolphins, then I don't know if that's a quality win, but they lost to the Seahawks, Rams, and Titans. The Seahawks and Titans, I wouldn't say are great teams. They played the Rams tough, though. I think they only lost by 3. That was Rams came into Indianapolis for that game. Ravens are 3-1, 2-2 against the spread. For both these teams, the over/under is 2-2. The Ravens lost to the Raiders in that opening week. We can kind of discount that. But the Ravens have beat the Broncos, the Chiefs, and they struggled a little bit against the Lions last week. They beat the Broncos last week. So they struggled a little bit against the Lions in Detroit. But quality wins against the Broncos and Chiefs. And they've got some key injuries. The Colts, one of their talented rookie pass rushers, Kwity Paye, is out. That will help the Ravens, who, Ronnie Stanley, their left tackle, is still out. Their right tackle, Villanueva, he's questionable. That'll be an area to watch, the defensive and offensive lines. Star linebacker on the Colts, Darius Leonard, he makes a lot of plays. He's questionable. And then starting safety, Kari Willis, he's also questionable. So the Colts a little bit banged up on defense. And on the Ravens, we said their offensive line is a little bit banged up. And then safety Deshaun Elliott is questionable. So as far as the money, 59% of the bets are on the Ravens. 54% of the money is on the Ravens. The public is on the Ravens. 52% of the bets on the over. 61% of the money is on the over. Any thoughts, side and total? Any leans?
This is going to be a great game. I don't think the Ravens are as much as the shoo-in that everyone thinks it is. I think this is going to be a tight game. 7 is a little steep, in my opinion. 46.5, that's spot on. I think the Ravens should have been favored maybe like 5, maybe 4. I just don't think 7. The Ravens are 1-0 against the spread at home. Colts are 0-1 against the spread on the road. I mean, it's still too early to tell and see that stuff. But both teams are banged up. But this is a game that the Colts have to show up. But the Ravens need to defend turf. Ravens, very, very good team, but they're not blowing anyone out. They blew out Denver last week. That was because Bridgewater got hurt. And, I mean, come on, Drew Lock. I mean, it doesn't really say much. So that wasn't really hard for Baltimore. They just tore them up. That's when they scored 24 points in the second quarter and ruined our under 22 in the first half. But
yeah,
the Colts are not as bad as a team as everyone says they are. They're still, you gotta remember, they almost made it to the next round of the playoffs last season with Phillip Rivers. Carson Wentz isn't Phillip Rivers, but he's making quality passes. He's managing the game. He's getting things done. You don't win games in Miami. Miami's a pretty decent team, especially in Miami. It's a tough place to win at.
yeah.
They dominated that game, even without Tua. I don't care. He still played pretty well that game, but I think this is going to be a much tighter game than everyone thinks it is. I don't think the Ravens win this by 7, 10, or any more. It's going to either land on 7. It's going to be within 7 points for sure, either side. And don't be surprised if the Colts win.
Yeah.
That won't surprise me either.
Initially, my thoughts are, okay, the Ravens are the better team. You know, they have a great coach. They're well coached. They love, and I initially would lean under because both these teams love to run the ball. You know, you got Jonathan Taylor on the Colts running the ball, and the Baltimore's, most rushing attempts in the league the past 2 years. Baltimore will be trying to run that ball with Latavius. Right, Latavius Murray. And then you got Le'Veon Bell coming in on third down. And you've got playmakers with Lamar Jackson, Marquise Brown, Sammy Watkins, and Mark Andrews. He's got weapons, but Lamar Jackson sometimes makes some mistakes. Other teams happen to capitalize on. Carson Wentz, of course, my worry is that, one good hit and he's out of the game, just injury prone.
That's the bad thing. If you're back in the Colts, yeah.
That's always a worry. How would you like to be, you've got the Colts +7 first quarter, someone, Wentz gets hit hard and he's out. Then your whole bet's gone. And then of course, normally I don't think I would bet this game. I don't even know if I'm going to throw a bet on it. Any other leans or thoughts on Colts Ravens?
Be a dogfight. That's my biggest thing. You got to sign up to really get the plays. I can give you my leans all day, but you got to sign up. Going 6-0 in the past 2 Mondays. It's not fair to the guys that signed up already or my current VIPs to really, So sign up. Go to poundofsports.com. I'll give you more than to lean. I got 3 plays on it. I got just let's make some money. I mean, you know the plays.
Yep.
So, I'm excited. It's going to be a dogfight.
It'll be a good game to watch.
It's not going to be a blowout. It's going to be one of those games. It's going to be a dogfight. Who makes the less mistakes? Who's got the last possession? It's going to be that type of game.
Yeah, this is the point of season. Okay, Colts are 1-3. They pretty much have to win because if they fall to 1-4, the chances of making any playoffs at 1-4 are, teams that are 1-4 just aren't, historically get into the playoffs. So if Baltimore is at all taking the Colts lightly, I could see the Colts pulling this one out. At least if the line went to 7.5, I might be tempted to take the Colts plus 7.5.
Vegas is on the Colts. Vegas needs the Colts to win. So that's going to screw up parlays, teasers, a lot.
Yep.
So do you back Vegas or do you fade Vegas on this one? That's what you're basically doing.
Yep. Great point. All right. What do you say we talk a little baseball and then give out a free play? All right. Tonight we got the Rays and Red Sox. And, we're talking before the show. It's a bullpen game for the Rays. You've got Colin McHugh starting, who primarily is a reliever. Good quality reliever. And then you've got Rodriguez going for the Red Sox. Any thoughts on the divisional playoff game for American League?
I'm really surprised that the Rays are on the brink of elimination, to be honest with you. They've been so good all year. Their pitching is one of the best in the league.
Yeah.
But they are struggling in the playoffs. Why? They don't have actual starters, really. They have a couple starters, but otherwise they've been relying on bullpen games this whole season, and it's coming down to bite them, really. But overall, I mean, some series you just know go to Game 5. Some they're going to go to Game 7. This is going to be one of those series that the Rays are going to force to Game 5. It's a bullpen game. They beat up Eduardo Rodriguez. They played him, was it last week? Or I don't know. I think it was maybe Game 1 that they beat up on him. I love the Rays. They've seen Eduardo Rodriguez many, many times this season, and he's only had one good start for some. I love the Rays today. The only thing is, can they get their emotions out of the game and get the momentum going? They have to win today, or they go home. Their season's a waste.
The game is in Tampa tonight? Or Boston?
Boston.
Okay, so
They
Boston will have...
They'll face a Game 5, which is an elimination game, in Tampa.
Okay, gotcha. So Boston last at bats tonight. All right, we say we give away a free play. All right. Max Edge, free play. We're hovering right around 500. Trying to bring that up for our viewers. And we are going to give you an MLB free play. Rays money line 105. Good odds on the money line tonight. Not a lot of juice. Rays money line tonight. There's also college football tomorrow night, Tuesday, Appalachian State and Louisiana. We will probably send out a short video, not talking about it tonight, but we'll be back Thursday. We have a guest Thursday. Can we give out our guest?
I gave out the guest list. So for Thursday, we have a very special guest. Over Under Girl is going to make her debut on the show. Right. Friday, we have Ladarius. And then Monday, we have G-Dog from G-Dog Sports. So we got a nice list going. We're going to have more guests on the show. But Thursday, Friday, and Monday coming up this week. Stay tuned. It's going to be a great show.
Wow, 3 good guest cappers. Thursday, talking Thursday night football. Friday, lots of college football games. And then Monday night football with G-Dog next Monday. And we'll see you all Thursday night.
And I'm the team captain. He's the preview, and I'm the main attraction.
Unstoppable, unconquerable, on top of the world, accomplishing the impossible. Unstoppable, unconquerable, on top of the world, accomplishing the impossible.
Invincible hustle, mighty desire to conspire, to transpire, to be high.